Hi, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome back to
Coffee
and One Thing. We are Team Beery, and we are excited to have you here.
We're sort of caffeinated.
We're sort of caffeinated and motivated today. Not so much today.
It's wearing off.
It's coming back. So we're going to talk to you about having a home to sell, but you want to buy a home first. So let's buy a house and then sell a house. How do you do that? What's the logistics of all that?
Did you even know it was possible?
Oh, yeah. We can make it happen. So there's one way that we can make this happen. Well, let's start at coffees. So we have our coffee of the month. That is the house blend of Starbucks. It's awesome. Very smooth, very easygoing on the palate. So that is a good one. And then So let's talk about we're coming across so many people out there that have a house. They are scared to sell their house because they're like, well, I don't know
they don't want to be homeless.
Yeah, what am I going to do? I need to buy a house and I don't want to,
They want to make a change.
How do you make that change? Mm-hmm. So we have some tips and tricks. We have some ways to make that happen. One of the first ways that might work for you would be to look into new builds.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking the builders are taking about anywhere from 12 months or so, maybe a little bit longer, to get that house built.
I heard 7 months recently, but I haven't seen it come to fruition.
Fast.
Yeah, that's fast in this market. Yeah. But because of supply chain issues and whatnot, I haven't seen it actually happen. Right. But I'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've closed one and it was literally 14 months.
Oh yeah,
so
my clients
have
too,
to kind
right?
of have
it
that.
was supposed to be April, and we ended up closing in October.
Right. So you have to kind of have a little bit of leeway. So that's the weird part of new builds because there's just not a definitive date and time that you're going to move into that house. But the nice thing is you're building equity in the house that you own.
And the new build.
Right. So you could really walk into some really big cash within that time frame that it's building. Yeah.
Not cash.
Not cash.
They don't
equity.
give you cash.
Well,
equity. Well, no, I can see someone being like, well, where's my cash?
I want the cash.
Where's the money?
In Elaine's world, maybe.
Show me the money.
Well, because, I mean, I think you had the same experience. So your client that was buying in Barney Farms, you signed a contract at the this base price,
right?
And then through the 12 months, or I don't know exactly what it was,
almost $100,000.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So it's possible
because our market is increasing. And so the builder is raising the price, that base price as they sell the lots off. And yeah. I mean, $100,000 difference.
Not too shabby. Plus, they made money on their side of the house.
Of the house they sold.
Yeah. So it was really a win-win-win on something like that.
That's pretty amazing.
So that might be a choice, but it is also something that you got to remember is there's a lot of people looking at new builds, and so you are getting into drawings to get those properties. So, it's not, hey, I just want to buy this house and I'm going to, you do have a process to get into that.
Well, the current market, period, is not the same as it has been in the past.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I remember, we've bought houses a couple of times, and my first little place that I bought, there wasn't a lot of competition. Right? It was kind of like HGTV. Look at these 3 houses and pick one. And that's not the current market.
Not anymore, right? Not
Well,
yet.
and even when you buy a new build, you get that lot.
Mm-hmm.
And the house is already decided on
if
it,
it's a lot that you want, you don't get to pick which house of their models goes on that lot. They've already decided all that.
Yeah.
Well, not every builder.
But most builders
Most
are.
builders.
Did they do that? Did Pulte do that? Or was it, that's not Pulte. Is it Pulte? Barney Farms? No, Fulton.
That's Fulton, yeah.
So they said you can have this
no,
lot.
Fulton was a little bit different,
Okay.
but that was a year
ago.
Yeah, almost 2
The ones
almost
I've come across this year have, but
And you were in what was that, D.R. Horton?
no, that one was Meritage or
Okay.
Mary Kay, but it was on the west side of town.
Okay, and so they said this lot's available, but you can only put this floor plan on it?
We were considering,
Yeah.
we wanted that floor plan and we wanted that lot. It's like, well, no, those lots get these. There was
Interesting.
no question.
Because I know, like, working with clients before, say they've already released 4 lots on the street, and these 4 people decided on these floor plans and the exterior elevation, and you couldn't do, okay, so this is the same floor plan that's going to be right next to you. They have an elevation B. You cannot have an elevation B
And that's
right
true,
next door.
Yeah.
A lot
I've
of
come
them
up
are like
against
still
that.
happening
like
too.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
even
I've never, that's really interesting.
even the design center stuff is now decided.
A lot of it is, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
okay, so there are different levels.
But the
of-
reason
think
they're
part of
doing
that
it-
has to
they're
do
doing
with
it
the
with
supply
the
chain.
supply chain because
Yeah.
they have to be able to book it at the time that they're putting it on the market. They need to know what their final price
Yeah,
is.
it's not like they're.
Yeah.
It's just basically but they're trying to have it like
pre-planned.
everything's planned
Yeah,
out so they know
yeah.
what to buy.
But that is a type, that's a business model of a builder. Because there are other builders
they're like-
that are
it's-
more
flexible.
semi-custom,
Okay.
right? Where you're going to pick the cabinet grade and different things that go into your house. And then there are builders who are more about the numbers, like production. And so, yeah, for them, it makes so much more sense. And you're buying in bulk, right? So you get a better rate. And so they're like, we can offer this house at this price. Here are your options, A, B, or C.
Yes. So new builds are a choice. There's a lot of
A good
different
one.
ways to make it happen, and we can just kind of move on with that because there's a lot of
I
choices
know, like-
out there.
We should
And,
do we should do a
location.
podcast on new builds.
We will do a new podcast on
Coming
new builds.
soon.
Coming soon. So the next piece is we want to talk about bridge loans, and we want to talk about recasting because those are some really good tools for you to buy a house before you actually sell your house.
That was really interesting talking to Mary.
Yes. She has obviously podcast 41.
2 weeks
she
ago.
gave us a couple of really good tips on what they can do and how they do it, and it's pretty awesome stuff. If you recast, so you basically get a loan on the property that you own, doing a cash out, and now you can go buy the house that you want.
That's a
to.
bridge. The bridge is the
I'm
cash
saying
out.
that. That's right. So, so then you're doing cash out as a bridge. You go buy the house that you want, and you have 6 months to pay that bridge loan off. So that's actually a really cool tool, and it's something that
Absolutely.
Scott was making comment of you kind of could offset having that cash to do your waiver of appraisal. Where
On your purchase.
Yeah.
Right.
It just
Yeah, it would
makes
give
you-
you some money
It would give you a little
flexibility.
more
Makes you a
more
stronger
leverage.
buyer.
Yeah, it gives you a little more leverage. So that's actually a really nice tool
Right.
and things
Yeah.
to think
So that's
about.
taking the equity of your home, doing a refi, getting the cash for it, and having that available to use as a down payment or closing costs, those kind of
Right,
things.
right.
And then once you sell the property that you got the bridge loan on, you pay that loan off.
Right. And then you could go into recast because now you've got a big chunk of money from the house that you sold. You go in and you put it down on the house that you purchased, and then they amortize. They re-amortize the whole loan, and now your payment is much cheaper. So so there's a lot of pieces to that.
Right.
That make
Yeah,
a
so
lot of
same
sense.
interest rate that you already have locked in. they take that chunk, put it on the principal,
Right.
and then redo your loan. So that definitely, what'd she say? She's had that help clients with like $300.
Oh yeah,
on a payment?
$400 a month.
That's awesome.
Yeah, makes a huge difference. So
And then you're not paying the interest
Right.
on the larger loan amount
loan amount, yeah,
over the life. So that's really cool.
yeah. So there's
Good
some
options.
cool
Great
options
options.
there.
Right.
And I'm sure there are other lenders that offer that service,
Mm-hmm.
but she said if you are a client with Guild, they will recast for no charge.
Right. Which is huge.
That's spectacular.
Yeah, because you're basically getting a refi, like she said, for
Yeah,
free.
Right.
Yeah.
Not having to pay for an appraisal or loan costs.
So huge
Yeah.
difference.
Nice.
So the other piece let's talk about is iBuyer. So sometimes people are like, it'd be easier. I just want somebody to come in, buy this house. But what they don't realize is they have no representation when they walk into the door through that. They're basically going to a buyer and the buyer's buying their home and they're not being represented at all.
True.
So what I like to let people know is if they come to us, we can actually represent them and have them, go to the iBuyer, get the iBuyer price. It doesn't change what the iBuyer is going to give them.
Right.
But then now they have somebody on their side to make sure all the dots,
They have an advocate.
They have an advocate, and that everything is done the way it should get done.
Right.
Because I've had a couple people come to me and tell me some awful stories about what they went through, how they told them one price, the next thing you know, they got a whole lot less. But because nobody was there fighting for them, they didn't know. So it's important to talk to a professional to make sure that you're getting represented in any way you want to sell your house, for sure.
Right.
And to have a second set of eyes on that
Absolutely.
contract.
Yeah.
Right. And to know, like, sometimes you don't, I don't know about anybody else, but sometimes the legal words in a document don't always register.
Right.
And it's nice to be able to process and make sure you know what.
Yeah. Have an
You're agreeing
understanding
to?
of what that means.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always, no matter if you're using a real estate agent or not, always use a lawyer too to have that
Definitely.
second. So that's always a good choice too.
There's some great local real estate
Absolutely.
attorneys.
Absolutely.
If you need one.
And we have great resources on
We
our
do.
Yep.
Team Beery website.
Right.
So the next piece is let's make a plan. Like everything, just as anything happens, you definitely need to know what's it going to take to get to buy this house. How's that going to look? How long does it take? Once you have all that in place, then how long does it take to sell your house? How does that look? And that's what Team Beery can do. We can facilitate giving you the right plan to make everything go really smooth. Make sure that all of the pieces are in place to make sure that everything is the way you want it to be.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of in a nutshell.
Right.
So if you like the information that we've given you guys and you enjoyed our podcast, somebody who's thinking about moving up and selling and buying a house, please share this and make sure you subscribe. Click the little button to like our
Thumbs up.
podcast. Yeah, it's a little thumbs up.
And always use
And always use
A very good
team. Thanks
Bye,
so
y'all.
much. Bye-bye. We are Team Beery. Thank you for always using up your... I'm going to start all over. What am I doing? Where did that all come from, man?
I don't know.
Woo!
It's like
I'm like ready to... I'm tapping out. I'm done.
see you.
Please like, subscribe, and share.
We're out of here.
See you later.
This was the best one. Okay. Moving on. All right. Got to do a Scooby-Doo here. Okay.
I thought it was fun. It's great.
Too much.
Try it again.
Too much house blend.
Whew. All right. Try again.